Spirit Ride originated, I want to say about 10 years ago, because Patty has been volunteering at therapeutic riding centers for about 10 years prior to us starting. So we really started 3 years ago, and we just finished up our third season. Craig Adams, and technically I'm chairman of the board and president, but I've thought about that. Beyond all of that, I'm really just another part of a great team that helps enrich kids' lives and makes families happy.
And I'm Patty Adams. I'm the executive director at Spirit Ride. I'm also the head instructor. Somebody asked us recently, what do you do for a living? And it just came off of my tongue that I said, I don't really do anything for a living, but this is what I do for a giving. And it's Spirit Ride. So that's what we do.
We have 3 seasons at Spirit Ride, spring, summer, and fall. Before every season, Patty will get with mom or dad, and they'll talk specifically about how we can help them. Every kid has been recommended to us by a therapist or a doctor through some medical profession. So we'll take those notes, we'll take school notes, and we'll take mom and dad input, and with that, Patty develops a specific plan for each student for that season.
The ultimate goal of Spirit Ride is to allow children with special needs an opportunity to reach specific goals through equine therapy. Equine therapy is the use of horses and different activities, whether that is a mounted activity or an activity on the ground, where we incorporate them into the lesson. We do both therapeutic riding and equine facilitated learning. And so the ultimate goal is so that those children can reach their goals. Before we started Spirit Ride, I really did my due diligence to go to different barns and to learn, really literally from the ground up. And I also volunteered at many different types of therapeutic centers, some small, some large, some certified through Path International, some Spirit Force facilities, and a lot in between.
I want all the kids to be mine. I love them all. I mean, they're every single one of them, and I get to be the guy that gets to tell jokes and
he's the
laugh,
funny guy.
and generally have a good time. And it's just awesome for me. And then I get to know parents, and we get to know each other, and it's like just being a super huge, big, happy family.
I would love to say to Patty and Craig, thank you, of course, but I think what they don't hear from parents is thank you for the empathy that you're able to share. I think that's the piece that has been most helpful to us in our relationship, my sons and mine, but also in the relationships that we have with everybody else in our lives. Just knowing that there are people that support us who understand, and not just, it's actually the understanding's bigger, but hear and know what that feels like, and that to me is the biggest empathy piece.
I was at a very large center in Orlando and had a rider who was on the spectrum, who they considered nonverbal, had never spoken a word. So the mom had never heard her name. She had never heard mom. She had never heard, her child really give any kind of emotion to her. It turned out he was just so filled with happiness and so much joy that he kept saying and repeating, "I love you, Mommy, I love you, Mommy, I love you, Mommy." And it was the first time that the mom had ever heard those words from her child. And it was just a crazy moment, and it was at that moment, that's when I decided, this is what I have to do. This is where I have to go. Because I don't think that would have happened if it hadn't been for the horse and the situation, and it's just awesome. We don't say nonverbal, we say pre-verbal, because that would shut the door. Like if it, somebody, like at this particular center, they use the term nonverbal, but for us, we just like to say pre-verbal, because there's always hope, always, no matter what.